What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the Right Wager podcast here for September 17th. It's Monday. I'm the Big Man on campus. Hope you had a great weekend. Hopefully, you enjoyed a few days off and were able to make some money. NFL week 2, college football week 3. Got one more game tonight, Seahawks Bears. We'll chat about that for a little bit. We'll take a look ahead at week 4 in college football and try to get back on the winning streak. I have 2 wins in a row, so congratulations to me. I'm very happy with that. It's been a tough start for me, but I'll take 2 straight winners, and hopefully I've turned a corner and can get back to normal here. But we'll get into that and more. Hopefully, like I said, you had a great day and you enjoyed your Monday. A couple people in here. Goose, Troy, Tonio, David, everybody, welcome in. If you want to communicate with me, all you got to do is get on the chat and you can make your voice heard. We'll try to get to all of you people today. Any questions you might have, feel free to send them in. My thoughts on Josh Gordon going to the Patriots. Listen, I don't think Josh Gordon's going to play. I don't know if a change of culture, a change of team will change that. But if it does, that's seemingly what the Patriots do. They're not scared to take a shot, and I respect them for that. They're not willing to worry about money. If it fails, it fails. There's really a very little risk here. All can really do is just kind of be a waste of time. I don't think Josh Gordon will play. I think he's got too many demons, but who knows? Maybe he just needs to get out of Cleveland. And if that's the goal, then he's done that. I'm sure he'll go to New England and be great. A lot of people said, why doesn't he go to the Eagles? Listen, the Eagles desperately need a player like him. They need receivers, but I just think he's got too many demons. I mean, but we'll see. Clearly, that's something that they normally do, and clearly what they do, and it works for them. I think if you're the Eagles, you got to go out and try to get somebody. I'd try to stay away from Josh Gordon. Is Des Bryant your choice? There's not a lot of people left. People say, well, Des Bryant's slow and he's not good anymore, but he's better than what they have right now. You're back to square one with this Eagles team, receiver-wise. Alshon Jeffrey's injured. Now Mike Wallace is out. Dallas Goedert can't get on the field. Nelson Aguilar's a good player, but he's not a number one. You need to go out and get some kind of help here. This team is very devoid of talent at the receiver position right now, and really offensive positions. And that's why if you bring Carson Wentz back, you have to wonder, you're going to bring him back and you need to have him in there, but you're putting him in harm's way because what happens when these guys don't get open? He's going to get hit. He's going to try to make plays, and he's going to get hit where he doesn't want to get hit. And that's a concern for me if I'm an Eagle fan. I'm just not someone that is rolling to jump into the Carson Wentz thing. I want to hear you talk college football. Rough Saturday. I went 1-2, dude. I mean, again, I don't need the negativity. John, you tailed free plays and they lost. Sorry. I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean, but I'm not in the mood really. So just go away. I'm not in the mood for negativity. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to have everyone else be positive. I don't have to put up with that on this channel, and I won't. So I don't know what that means. He's the God. I mean, do you mean that I'm the Godfather, or what? What are you trying to say, John? Why don't you come out with it? But yeah, as far as the Eagles, I don't know where they go from here. It's a concern for me. Peter's injured. Maybe this could have made sense, Josh Gordon, but if he doesn't get on the field, who knows? Forrest Kramer, I don't know. I have no idea on that. I don't follow FIBA. I only do Olympic stuff. What about Fitzmagic's performance? I've talked about that. I'm done talking about it. Emza, what's up? Alex, what's up? Jared, David, Dean, Troy V, Normal. Are Syracuse for real? That's a good question. I think they played terrific, and I'm happy with what I've seen out of them. But was that really more of Florida State just being pretty bad? You got to ask yourself that. I think they got a great quarterback. I think they've improved on defense. But have they? They beat Wagner. Who cares? You beat Western Michigan, but you gave up 42 points. I'm not ready to say they're real. They have another cupcake schedule this week. They'll kill UConn. UConn is, guys, historically, I think going to be historically bad on defense. I mean, you already look at kind of what they've done, UConn, on defense. And this is good to know going forward because you're facing another really good offense this week in Syracuse. You look at UConn, dead last in the country in total defense. You look at now, I want to put this in perspective. The second worst team in America as far as yards per play is Rice. They're at 8.01 yards per play given up. You look at UConn, they're almost 2 yards worse at 9.93. They're giving up almost 10. They're giving up a first down per play, basically. You also look at the fact that yards they've given up. They've given up 1,470 yards in, I think it's been 3 games so far. 1,470 yards in 3 games. Okay, now, the worst team in the country as far as yards given up per game in total is Hawaii. But keep in mind, Hawaii's played 3 games as well. So they both played 3 games. They both given up. I'm sorry, actually, Hawaii's played 1 more game. Hawaii's played 4 games. So they've given up almost as many yards, but have let 1 less game. And in total, the worst team in the country defensively is UConn. 735 yards this team is giving up per game. They've given up 16 touchdowns. That's also the worst in the country. A historically bad defense. So you ask yourself, Syracuse, you got to figure they're going to put up some points in this game. So no, I don't know. I don't know if Syracuse are for real. I don't really see much in the way of what they've done, but the win was impressive over the weekend against the Florida State Seminoles. No matter what level of football they are right now, they're still getting good athletes. What's up, Little E? Patriots are okay with again, it's a liability. And again, I think any team would be okay with the liability. There's really no liability. You lose a little money. That's all you really lose here. Thanks, Claudio. We'll see. HTC, probably. Lloyd, what's up? How you doing? North Texas against Liberty. Good luck with that one. Not going to be one I'm looking to lay. Liberty at home again, I believe, in this one. I think that offense is obviously pretty good. Where is that game, by the way? Yeah, it's in Liberty. That's a lot of points to lay on the road with North Texas on defense. Keep the questions coming in. We'll get to all of them here. Sounds good, John. We'll get to as many things as we can here. I saw White Boy Rick. It was amazing. Good. Glad you saw it. It was terrific. Really liked the movie a lot. I had no one in the theater with me on Friday. Not one. That's obviously not good for the bottom line of the movie, but I was happy with it. No one was in there. I could do what I wanted. I could laugh. I could say shit, whatever I wanted to do. It was perfect. What's your bet slip? Not sure what you mean. Rutgers looks good, LOL. Rutgers are bad. Dean Stevenson's son attends Rutgers. It's a good school, but not a good football team. You lose a 5th-round pick. That's basically nothing. So I didn't hear that part. So there you go. Keep questions coming in if you have any tonight. Seahawks, Bears. I think the Bears are probably the play in this game. The Seahawks are dealing with some nagging injuries right now. I'm not a big fan of this group on the road. I don't think they're very good. This isn't the old defense they've had before, which we all know. Russell Wilson's a great playmaker, but I think the Chicago defense is good. And I think last week you just kind of, unfortunately, had to deal with Aaron Rodgers on the road, and that kind of came out of nowhere. But you look at this offense, you would think they can get going against Seattle a little bit. I think at home here, Monday night, I think they're to play. Let's get in some college stuff. I have no opinion on baseball. We'll try to keep that out of here. Yes, agreed. Going to be good to hear Champions League. Games are moved up. A couple games are up a little bit beginning at 12:55. So keep that in mind if you're betting Champions League. No opinion on total. Let's look at some opening lines here in college. Talked about this game on the show with Kelly and Drew, the Illinois Penn State game. Tough spot for Penn State here. You get a game on the road, and you got Ohio State on deck. Tough spot. Illinois is a team that I had a piece of over the weekend. I had a total with Illinois, and it didn't go my way, but I'm surprised it didn't go my way. You look at Illinois right now, Illinois is devoid of a lot of players in their secondary. They're going with walk-ons, they're going with backups, but there are indications that their starters may be back this week. This is something you're going to keep your eye on. If Bennett Williams and Nate Hobbs are back, that will change this game significantly. Louis Dorsey's also out there, All-American tight end. That's a big loss as well. There hasn't been a ton to go on in this passing game. But the truth of the matter is, even without those players, Illinois, this is the best team they've had in a long time. Lovey actually has some playmakers on this team. They have two pretty solid quarterbacks. They have a great run game. Mike Epstein is a terrific running back, and I worry for Penn State in this game from that level. You look at Penn State, this team's giving up over 4.5 yards a carry. They've given up this year on the ground 159, 245. They've had some tough games against the run this year. Illinois is a team that's going to focus to run the ball. They have some two dynamic dual-threat quarterbacks, and I think if they can get some reinforcements back in their defense, which I'd imagine they will. I think Lovey was waiting on conference play to start. He taught these kids a lesson, and I think they've learned it. I think if you can get those guys back in the secondary, you get Louis Dorsey back to tight end, I think they hang within this number. There's a lot of points to give to Illinois. This is a decent team right now that is getting over 4 touchdowns. And the team they're playing has a look-ahead game next week. So you would expect, and I actually have a decent relationship with a beat writer at Illinois, and I'm going to get in touch with him this week to see what the status is. He was dead on the money last week with those guys not playing. And for me, that's one of the reasons I really like the over in that game against South Florida. South Florida is a very good offense. They're a team that go up tempo. They like to throw the ball. When you're facing a team like that, you would expect a lot of points to be scored. Walk-ons are walk-ons for a reason. They're backups for a reason. We just didn't get the scoring output that we wanted. They started to score late in the fourth quarter. It was just a little too late. So, yeah, I think I would keep an eye on Illinois because I think if they get those guys back, I'm really interested there because I think they can move the ball against this Penn State team. Basketball, guys, is on the forefront down the road, looking forward to basketball. Obviously, we have a lot going on there, and I'm excited about it. I'm already starting to look at the numbers here. Excited for the season. Feel free to give us a subscribe. We got a lot of people last year during basketball season that watch this show on a regular basis, and I look forward to returning to that. Do me a favor, if you're on Twitter, hit the retweet button. Do me a favor there, and send that out. Hopefully people will see that we're online here. We don't do this show every day, but try to get on as much as we can. Couple of comments here. I'll get to Michigan. Florida against Tennessee. Sign me up. We'll get to that one. Illinois crap. I don't think they're crap. BMOC love Liverpool. Going to be a big play. Tottenham drawing a bet looks good as well. Yeah, I'm not running to bet on Tottenham right now. I think they have. There's too many concerns about this team. I think they're knackered. Really, I think they're tired. There's a lot of football they're playing. Harry Kane hasn't looked himself. Deli Alley's been injured. Lloris is out in goal. Both teams' the score looks pretty good for me in that one. As far as Liverpool, I agree. Yeah, it's all going to be about McSorley. You know, is he going to play at against those backups? He plays against the backups. I'm not as interested. What else do we have here? Thanks, Troy V. Appreciate it. What's up, Ryan? Andrew McGinnis, what's up, man? You too, man. Appreciate it. Andrew McGinnis, you should not call people Malaka. Andrew McGinnis, do you know what Malaka means? Malaka is not a good term in Greek culture. I don't know if Andrew knows what Malaka means. He always calls me that, which is funny. Andrew, are you doing the ice guys? I think he said he was. I want to say he did say that. Thanks, Julian. Appreciate it. Bring back Viva. We might. Big Man Knows College Basketball. Thank you, Dean. Bruce Chad, $5.99 large, 2 topping carry-out specials. Yeah, Bruce Chad's an interesting guy. And I don't know if he's listening. I don't think he is, but if he does, hopefully he sees this. Bruce Chad doesn't like me anymore for some reason. I heard him talking about me the other day. I don't know what his knock is on me. Maybe he doesn't like what I'm doing anymore. I don't know. Him and I had a bit of a quarrel the one day. He was I felt like he was calling me out in a way. He was kind of acting like a little bit big for me just because he had some winning weeks. And I give him respect. Bruce Chad's always been nice to me. But I saw he unfollowed me on Twitter, which is fine. Some people kind of become it's funny because a lot of the trolls that I have, they had one point liked me. They were fans of mine. There's a guy named Old Miss. He's trolled me for a while. He called me a terrorist and said I was a pedophile and all sorts of different stuff. Now, keep in mind, this guy loved me initially. He hit on my sister, and I went nuclear one time. He has trolled me ever since. I feel like when some of these guys, you stroke their ego a little bit, they don't like you. I like Bruce Chad. He's always been funny to me. I find him entertaining. So I hope he doesn't hate me. I heard he does, but if he's out there, make sure you tell him that I don't hate him. I actually find him to be quite entertaining. I get a kick out of him and Ian Cameron. Yeah, Bruce is a guy that I don't know. I guess he's feeling some type of way now. Big Man, would you lay 16 against the Vikings or are you taking the Bills? I have no idea. I haven't looked at that one yet. I have a lot of Greek friends. Okay, got you. Yeah, I figured you were. It's all good, man. I have no opinion on the total in the Bears game. How do you not like BMOC? Oh, there's a lot of people that don't like me because they don't like people that speak their mind. Generally, they want people that are just going to agree with everything they say, and they're the best handicappers in the world. I'm not going to do that. So maybe that's why. I don't know. Sure. Listen, I don't have a lot of friends, man, on here, man. I try to be nice to people that are nice to me, and if you're not in my corner, then I'm not too nice to you. So I don't mind it. Why is Notre Dame not dropping in rankings with lackluster performances? Because they're winning, and that's how rankings go. They're winning. All rankings worry about are who you're playing and what your record is. That's why I don't really care what rankings say. I don't even know who's in the top 10 right now. I don't care. And look, truthfully, there's not a lot of great teams in college football. They look at what Notre Dame might be and what they are right now. Right now, they're 3-0, and they have a win against Michigan. So that's why they're not moving. I thought we were friends. Yeah, but you're a little weird at times, though. Teddy B. You pick at things, which I've talked to you about. By the way, it's funny. You were all about Atletico Madrid. I haven't heard you talk about them lately. They haven't been playing well. We haven't heard from you about that. Arkansas State, UNLV. I like the Red Wolves in this spot. Arkansas State with a nice win against Tulsa over the weekend. Now they have UNLV on the calendar. And look, UNLV has some problems defensively. They've been at home for a while, which is a big concern. They haven't played a ton of great competition. You look at UNLV, I mean, you beat UTEP, who are probably the worst team in the country other than UConn, and then you beat Prairie View, which who cares? You stepped up in one game and you were obliterated by USC, who, let's be real, aren't very good. Arkansas State are real. They're a good team. They've hung and they played well in games like these. I kind of like where you're going with this one. They see quarterbacks like Armani Rogers on the regular. I kind of looking towards a total in this one. I think we could see some major points here. Totals are starting to come out, which if we can get this one, we will. But you have to figure there's going to be some points in this game. Both offenses are very good. They're both high profile. You look at UNLV. I mean, so far in their line games, they're 2-0 to the number. So, yeah, we'll keep that in mind and see what we get on a number total wise. Do you think the MAC has improved this year in football? I think there's some decent teams, and I'll tell you what, I really like this Buffalo group. I think Eastern Michigan are a team that are getting better. Both those teams I think can be big players towards the end of the year. Northern Illinois is a solid team. I think in conference play they'll be quite good. I always think Western Michigan's good. They have a great run game there, a pretty solid quarterback. Toledo's down. Central Michigan are down. Ohio has been somewhat down. But I think Ohio is a team to keep your eye on. Still have very capable quarterback play there. They started the season out 0-2. One of those games was against an ACC opponent. They're actually 1-1. I'm sorry. They beat Howard in the first game of the season. But they have Nathan Rourke, who showed last year he was a solid player. Malik Irons and Olette in the back field. Good receivers. Generally a pretty good defense. I think the MAC's the MAC. I don't think it's any better or any worse than usual. I think it's slightly down because you have teams like Toledo who haven't and won't be as good this year. But I'm capable with the conference this year. I think I might be a little bit more inclined to bet it because I like this Buffalo team. I like Western Michigan. I think Eastern Michigan will have some value as an underdog. So, MACtion will be pretty fun. You always look forward to MACtion as kind of Halloween gets coming around. You look forward to really any football during this time. So, looking forward to that for sure. But no, I wouldn't say it's down. No, not a ton. Dan Bailey signed to the Vikings. Yep, needed to. Got to like Atletico at Monaco. I'm not interested in that game. No. Under looks okay. You think Josh Gordon could be a poor man's Randy Moss? I think I think he could be a poor man's Terrell Owens, something like that. Look, he's an impressive kid. I mean, he's a good player, but yeah, I'm not sure how that will work. Yep, Buffalo should be able to beat Rutgers, sure. Yeah, that's as always, Teddy. I think one of the problems that people have with you is you're a homer. I mean, you're way too homerish, which I don't think in sports betting you can be. You have to be a little bit more decisive, and you be able to change your opinion. You never bet against your team, which I found it funny. Like the first week of football, you had the Vikings, which I guess is okay because they won. But to say you think Atletico Madrid's a Final Four team is a bit ridiculous. They're playing terribly right now. They don't have a lot of great players either. I mean, they have a pretty good defense. I like Griezmann. I like Costa. But outside of that, there's not a lot there. And look, unfortunately, they can't score goals, which is a problem. So, yeah, I would agree with Lawrence. Settle down a little bit there. Are Mahomes and Hill the best duo in football other than Tom and Gronk? I've been wrong on the Chiefs. I think that's I mean, they look good so far. I don't know if they're the best duo other than those two, but yeah, they look solid so far. Navy SMU, I lean Navy. SMU are awful. Really bad team. And this year they can't play defense. They can't get any stops. So, yeah, I have major concerns about them in this kind of game. Navy is always tough to prepare for week to week. You want to try to get them at the beginning of the season. The atmosphere in Belgrade is going to be good tomorrow. Red Star for the first time in 26 years. I took both teams to score in that one. I don't trust Napoli's defense. I think Red Star can get one. Plus 900, plus 800, whatever it is. Yeah, you never know. What happened to Corey Coleman? Corey Coleman's on the Patriots. Plays for New England. What's up, Adam? Listen, Teddy, give it up with Atletico. I'm not interested. I know everything you tell me. You always say you should know that. I do know all that. Teddy, Real Madrid has won the fucking Champions League 3 out of the last 4 years. What do you? Of course, I know that. I don't like Atletico. I'm sorry, man. I know you want to try to sell me, and I guess you can sleep better at night knowing that that I like Atletico, but I don't. I'm sorry, man. Just not into it. Gym is going fine. I don't go on Mondays. I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, I feel a bit different, So yeah, we're getting there. We're feeling better with everything. So we'll see how it keeps going. Workouts are great, man. I look forward to them. Feel good after them. So yeah, we've been slowly doing more. I want to like put like videos up, but it's like, who really cares at the end of the day? It's only for me anyway. And of course, the thing about Twitter is everyone can do everything. No one can not do something. So it's like I'll put something up and people are like, I can do that. But little they probably can't do it. And I don't want to hear the bullshit. There's always someone out there that will bring you down. Like I posted something yesterday about how I always feel bad driving past the homeless shelter, and I wish I could help people more. And yet someone on there that said that I shouldn't be acting like I'm better than single mothers, which there was no point made by that. But the internet is always a fucked up place where there's always an opinion, and I just don't want the shit. I wish I could post them, or I would want to, but I just don't really want to deal with it. Because everyone on the internet is a strong man, and they can do every exercise known to man, and they're all Adonises, and they're all, they can get every girl that walks in. But here's the problem. It doesn't matter how big you are, how strong you are, how good looking you are. At the end of the day, looks don't really get you too far because you can't have a fucking conversation. You can't talk to somebody. Women are going to fall out from you way, way quick. And they also don't like chicks, they're dudes that don't have any money. And most of these dudes don't have a pot to piss in along those lines. So, you gotta have it all. You got to try to work towards having it all. So that's why I don't post that stuff. But it's all going well. What's a go-to deli sandwich? A go-to deli. Are you asking me where one is or what I would pick? You have to further clarify, Isaiah. We're getting there, Hamza. You got to keep it going. I don't really follow Air Force. I mean, I'm more or less involved with Navy and Army. It's their West Coast team. I got to look more into them. Don't have it then. Don't have much on them right now. They are what they are. I mean, they're going to run that triple option. They're defensively, they're not always very good, which is a problem. Utah State's a good team, so watch yourself there. What is your go-to deli sandwich? If I had to pick, my go-to deli sandwich would be I'm more of a hot sandwich kind of guy. As far as cold deli, I would probably go with they're just a regular Italian, the gabagool, salami, the ham, provolone cheese, a little oil and mayo, a few onions, and pickles. You got to have the pickle on there. And I'm talking about the right kind of pickle. And it's funny you mentioned this because I actually had these pickles the other day. These are the best pickles right here. Let me show you these. These are the best pickles. If you have these on your deli sandwich, you're doing it right. Those pickles, the dill, they're the best. Got to have those. Little onion, little seasoning, terrific. Those are the right pickles right there. You got to have those. So yeah, if I had to have a go-to deli sandwich, but I'm more of a hot sandwich kind of guy. Chicken cutlet, meatball, sausage and peppers. But I don't eat much of that anymore. So yeah, you have one for me, all right? Cheeseburger sub, something like that. Those are kind of my go-to. Steak sandwich. Not really. I don't eat a ton of cold hoagies anymore. Thoughts on Notre Dame and Wake? That was one that we talked about on the show earlier. It's a tough game from both levels because it's Notre Dame's first road game. Wake's coming back with bad defense. We don't know who their quarterback's going to be in this game. Hitton's coming back from suspension. Too much for me there to get past. I don't have much opinion on that one. What's up, Chad? What's up, Taylor H, Marco, Kirk? Comic Ricky says a Reuben is his go-to sandwich. Not really into those. I'm not into corned beef, really. I'll tell you a sandwich that's very underrated, a Cuban sandwich. If you know where I live now, it's very Latino. We have a lot of Cubans here. The Cuban sandwich with the ham and cheese, the mustard, a little roasted pork. I'm not a big pork guy, so I don't eat these a ton. Swiss cheese is always good once in a while. I always try to get it without roast beef, but it's not really a Cuban sandwich without it. So you got to kind of go with it. But a Cuban sandwich on the right day is pretty good. On the right bread, get yourself a nice little drink on the side. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Maybe a little Cuban espresso. Good stuff. The right potato chip. Lloyd Massey's just smash a Cuban sandwich. Yeah, they're the best, man. Any chance the Seahawks sneak by the Bears? Yeah, listen, Mark, I don't know where you've been, man. We talked about this one. You have to listen back, bro. NIU, Florida State. Does anyone really want to back them right now? And you got to go on the road to play this game. Yeah, I'm not interested in laying double digits with Florida State right now. Okay, Comic Ricky, take it easy, bro. What are my thoughts on Oregon? I'm very high on Oregon as well, as far as basketball is concerned. I thought you meant football for a second. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can't be high on Oregon, but Dana Altman's a terrific coach. I always love him. I want him guiding my team. You look at this team coming in. I mean, Pritchard back at guard. You went out and got Bol, who, listen, Bol is I think a kid long-term that could be an absolute star in college basketball. He can do so much. He's big. He's tall. Got good bloodlines. He's got great size. He's dynamic. You also, have guys like Victor Bailey, who comes in from I want to say he played at Oregon State. I believe Victor Bailey played at Oregon State. Paul White comes in, transfer. He played at Georgetown. Kenny Wooten as well. And you went out and got Ehab Amin, which it's interesting. Ehab Amin is an interesting story. He was actually going to play at Nevada for Eric Musselman, but there was a big time as far as there were too many players at that position, so he basically asked for a release. He found a home up at Oregon. Ehab Amin comes from Egypt. He played at UT Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Him and Rashawn Thomas actually were very good there for a few years down at Corpus Christi for the Islanders. He transferred, went over to Nevada, big log jam up at top, found a way over to Oregon. So you talk about one of the best transfers in Ehab Amin. This is a guy that was one of the top steal guys last year in the country, 17 points a game. Yeah, I'm high on Oregon this year. It's a good basketball team. A lot of talent, nice mixture of guard and bigs. Bol is an interesting player, man. I'm very interested to see what we get out of him long term. Good call there, OG Johnson. Do you like betting preseason tourneys in college basketball? Yes. Do you feel good about Army under 7.5 wins? Yes. I will. I'm not a big anime fan, but I'll check them out. Any thoughts on Kansas State? No, I'm not really interested in Kansas State right now. The only situation I really like Kansas State in is middle of the week. You're getting some points against a top Big 12 team at home. West Virginia might eat them up this week. K-State, I don't like from a defensive standpoint. I don't think they're very good in their secondary. They have quarterback questions with who's going to be their quarterback. You look at over the weekend, They actually got some decent play out of Skylar Thompson. He kind of has assumed responsibility there. I think he could see some points in that game. That's going to be a look for me. As long as weather works out, I think we see some points in that game. Bill Snyder's team has had issues in their secondary for a long time. And this could be another game where they really struggle to get stops. Because they advertise during the game. There's sponsors everywhere. They have them on their shirts. They have them on the sides of the stadium. You can see them. They're electronic. You have to call a couple games this year, college basketball. That Duke game last year. Yeah, it was fun. Duke, Florida. I remember that one. It was a Sunday night. And I actually did. What was crazy about that game? I actually did a bet cast on a game right before it. And that game was kind of wrapping up. And we thought, all right, let's do this. And we did it. It was fun. I remember I had the mic. It was a game that went late. Florida had a crazy comeback in that game. That was fun. Who do you think wins the MLS Cup? Atlanta United. What do I think about MGK and Eminem's beef? I'm not an Eminem guy, so I wasn't really too impressed with the diss the other day. I know a lot of people will blow him because it's Eminem, but I don't have to respect Eminem. I'm not an Eminem fan, so I thought MGK's diss was very good. The whole rap beef thing, they always seem to hash it out, so it's kind of like, who really cares? Yeah, I thought there were certain rap beefs that I was interested in. Like Meek Mill and Drake was an interesting one. There was an underrated one with Casanova and Tekashi 6ix9ine. I thought that was one that could have some interesting pieces to it. Obviously, back in the day with, Freeway and Cassidy, or Jadakiss, Beanie Siegel, Nas, Jay-Z, Tupac and Biggie. There's been some great disses and beefs lately, but some of these beefs anymore. Look, hip hop just isn't where it used to be. We can try to hope that it gets back there, but music as a whole is not good anymore. It's not just rap. I still have the memories of rap that I can go back and listen to, and there's still rappers that I thoroughly enjoy in the game now. As far as this kind of stuff, I don't really care. As far as all music, though, you look at rock music, for instance, and you probably don't know this, but I am a rock guy. I always, I'm not per se, I don't really look like one, but I was a big fan of grunge back in the day. Your Pearl Jams, your Nirvanas, your Alice in Chains, your Soundgardens. Talent like that you just don't have much in rock anymore. Rock's really went away. Even in the 2000s, bands like Godsmack and guys like that, solid. You don't have that genre around much anymore. A lot of those guys, just aren't doing it anymore, or they passed away. You look at some of the talent, over the years in rock music, even recently with even the early 2000s, guys like Stained, Aaron Lewis. Terrific voice, terrific talent. Obviously, Kurt Cobain, Lane Staley. So many people have passed away, unfortunately, and that's what's hurt, music really. That and just things go on, But you miss music on how it used to be. This new stuff it's a new world for sure. Sam's picks. I went to JUCO college with Tyreek Hill, Garden City, and used to play FIFA with him after dinner. One of the nicest and most down-to-earth people I've ever met. It's always good to hear stories about that. I don't look at someone's past. I'm not, unless you're a repeat offender. People make mistakes, but you're making mistakes 4, 5, 6 times, then it's kind of a problem. And, look, like a guy like Josh Gordon, I understand addiction. I hope he gets help. I really do. I think he's a terrific player. But we've never been able to see that because, unfortunately, he's allowed addiction to get in his way. And that's a shame, But I don't look at certain people. You don't look at their past. You try to get past it because everyone makes mistakes. But yeah, that's a cool story, man. Are you a fan of boxing or UFC? I'm a boxing fan. Always have been. I don't really follow UFC too much. I watch the big fights, but I'm more of a boxing guy. Is there a right wager play for tonight? No. Any MLB leans for today? No, I'm not really following MLB right now, man. Once football comes, I kind of stop from that. So no, Jay, I don't, unfortunately. Have you bought tickets yet for South Dakota State? No, I actually have to get in touch with our mutual friend Reed Tellinghusen. Reed, I met down in San Antonio, played at South Dakota State. He's now a coach there. I got to get in touch with him, see what his schedule looks like. I do have a wonder if I'm going to go because here's the problem that I have as the job that I have. I don't want to affect Reed. I don't want to affect knowing those guys. I've met them. They're great people. I met them in passing, really. I don't want that whole connection, really. I don't think that for me it'd be a particularly good look. I'm a gambler at the end of the day, and the last thing I need is this guy was at this game and he was hanging out with these. I don't want to get that anywhere near these guys. They're good guys. They're great players. And it's difficult to get out to Brookings, frankly. That's kind of the issue. You got to fly into Sioux Falls or get a flight in there, which is tough. You're flying to Bismarck or something and drive. I might go see an away game or something, but I don't know if I'll get up there for sure. I think about all that kind of stuff, and I only met them one. I met Reed one time, and it was down at the Final Four. What else do we have here? Do I like Leeds tomorrow? Yeah, I do kind of like Leeds United against Preston North End. The best beef in hip hop was backed. Okay, well, we're not going to at you because we don't agree. But as always, very homerish opinion from you. It's not surprising. You're a Drake fan. I'm not. That Drake's complete trash to me. So I don't follow that kind of crap. I'm sick of mumble rappers. Me too. Who is the greatest fighter ever? I think it's Ali. Yeah, I mean Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Probably Muhammad Ali though. Just telling you that more eligibility. No, he's a graduate assistant there now. Any teams that can compete with Alabama this year? Sure. Clemson can compete with them. We'll see. I mean, they look really good, but they've played Arkansas State, Ole Miss, and some other team. I forget. Oh, Louisville. None of which are good defensively. So come to Meadowlands. I will be soon. Why did it have to be born into a Browns family? It's a good question. I don't know, man. I mean, you can change that, though. Go root for someone else. I don't know. Greatest porn star ever. It's a good question. Probably Brandy Love or Nikki Benz to me. There's a lot of good porn stars, though. I'm a Nikki Benz guy. I've always been a fan of hers. So, which is interesting because she's not really my type. I'm more into brunettes, but I don't know. I've always been a Brandy Love fan, personally. I'm more into older women, so I would probably say her. Bridget B is good. Who else? There's a new one I kind of like, Gianna Dior. She's kind of my type. I'm more into like dark hair, so it's funny because all the porn stars I like are blonde, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, as you get older, porn was kind of one of those things you did like when you were early 20s. Now it's like I get to the business with a broad, try to call one, Keep the questions coming in. We'll be on for about 5 more minutes here. If you have any points you want to make. Did you like the Kamikaze album at all? You talking about Twista? Is that what you're talking about there, or Eminem? Because Twista had an album called Kamikaze as well. If you guys remember Twista back in the day, Twista was a really fast rapper. But no, he's talking about the Eminem album. Listen, I'm not an Eminem guy. I didn't listen to it. There are a few songs I like from Eminem. I thought 8 Mile was a great movie, but it's just not my thing. That's all. To me, Eminem was more of an emotional rapper. I'm more of a fan of, and that's one of the, I think the one emotional rapper that I ever really liked was DMX. I think we don't remember DMX as one of the great rappers ever, but the truth of the matter is, in the late '90s, he was probably the most famous rapper on earth. And this is a guy that went and sold out, Woodstock, a rock event. He went out and had arguably the greatest set ever. We look at DMX for his stuff kind of outside of rap, his transgressions that he's made as a person. But I mean, DMX was a complete legend. You look at all the fucking tracks he put out, all the great albums he put out. I mean, It's Dark and Hot as Hell is one of the best ever. Even like the Great Depression, some of the late tracks he put out. Look at all the tracks. Look at all the bangers. I mean, X Gon' Give It to You. Rough Riders Anthem, Slippin', Get At Me Dog. Party Up in Here, What's My Name, Who We Be, The Champ Is Here. It's just so many. Get On the Floor, Where the Hood At. I mean, so many tracks over the years, and we don't give him respect as a great rapper. People kind of forget him, but he was the only real emotional rapper that I ever liked. To me, he was a legend. But that's really the only emotional rapper I ever really liked. I think Slippin's one of the greatest tracks ever made. But I'm more of a storytelling rap fan. I like the graphic, hardcore, I like hearing about guns and drugs and packs and 4 pounds and, flipping bricks and fish scale and all. That's what I'm into personally. I don't really care about you beating your, Eminem was, always rapping about, kind of stuff that I couldn't really relate to. So for me, it was a pass. If you ever come to Sioux Falls, you should come to the Summit League. Nice arena. Yeah, I will for sure. What else do we have here? Wally George, my porn is football. Fair enough. Jeff, I'm all for second chances, but Tyreek Hill beat his pregnant girlfriend. Listen, I didn't say anything. He mentioned his connection with Tyreek Hill. Obviously that's not something I condemn. I don't know the guy. It's like I'll never meet him either. So, but yeah, I hear you. Any love for Ice Cube? Sure. Not a big West Coast rap fan, but yeah, I think Ice Cube is a guy, is a legend. I think for me, I more or less liked him as an actor. But obviously you can't get away from the terrific NWA stuff and Today Was a Good Day and that kind of stuff. But I liked him in the movies. I was a big fan of obviously Boys in the Hood back in the day. He was very good in Barbershop, both those movies. He's done some good stuff lately with the Straight Outta Compton, that kind of stuff. So yeah, Friday, of course. So yeah, I mean, I always had a affinity for Ice Cube, more or less on the screen though. Did I watch Last Chance U? Yes, I have. I watched all 3 seasons. When we'll be able to pre-order Ian's picks? Yes, very soon. We just didn't want to do it too early. I would say over the next week, probably. Ian will get started on October 1st. Do you like Ritz? I'm not sure who Ritz is. All right, guys, we'll look to wrap it up. Any last-minute things, feel free to drop them here. We talked a little bit of everything today. Took a look at some early lines in college football, and also chatted about some rap and all sorts of beef and stuff like that. Beef always interesting in rap. Also, I wanted to bring up this extraordinary video out of Ireland. These guys went in to jump the counter basically and rob them. They came in with hammers, which, actually I see some guns as well, but the guns look to be fake to me. They also have hammers, which some old geezer came out of nowhere and fought the robbers off. A tough guy, clearly. Um, you know, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When I was younger, I used to fight sometimes with Irish kids. They're tough kids. They really are. A lot of them are tough. They can take a punch. They can fight. Um, these Irish, particularly the ones even right from Ireland, they are tough motherfuckers. Even when they get older, and you see that video, it's a tough guy, man. You got to be a real hero to do that. And shout out to the old guy that did that, because any other person would probably pull their phone out and start filming it and not do anything about it. But that was impressive. It's good for that guy. Cheers to him. We'll see. We'll see if I ever get up there, guys. Maybe. All right, guys. We'll wrap it up. Thanks for checking in today. Always appreciate it. Hope you all have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow. You can check me out for that. Have a great night. See ya.